to my channel. My name's Katie. I hope you are doing well. Today's video is going to be a card challenge, so let's just get straight on in and shuffle these cards. I'll lay them out and then pick what we are going to do. So I'm just going to literally lay these all out. Oh, that one wasn't put back in the right way. Just shuffle that again. Just put these all on the table. Okay, so let's go for it. I'm going to go with that one. Let's go with this one underneath here and that one. So this week's challenge is a journal card, tags, and Gothic. Okay, so we've got journal card, tags, and Gothic. Right, I'm going to go shopping in my stash and see what we can do. Okay, so I have been shopping in my stash. I have pulled out so much stuff. I will not be using it all, but I'm just going to show you the things that I have shown that I've pulled out. So remember, it's Gothic, journal card and tags is what we're working with. I'll just place those up there. First and foremost, I probably won't use it, but I've got the tags Tim Holtz. I've dug out the arch frame as well. What else have I got? I got these kind of like they're pediments. I've got the ATC. I've got some stamps from Be Crafty. So I've picked a few of these out. Whether or not I'll use those as well, I don't know. There's this die from Tim Holtz. I'm just going to put these all back in here. And then I picked out some card. I'm just going to put all those back in there because then I can move those out of the way. Bit of scrap card. And these are actually printed out from the Graphics Fairy. So, I picked out some copper, Do Crafts Paper Mania embossing powder, a acrylic block stamp, obviously some ink, your scissors and things like that, and a round punch. So I think what I'm going to do is, because it's a tag, a journal card and a tag, I'm going to do a tag pocket with a journal card in it. I think that's the way to go with this one. As I say, I've printed this off here. It's the Masquerade, and I've fussy cut her out. And then there's this here. This is a archway. I'll show you what it looks like printed out. It's just literally like that, and then I've cut it out and cut out the center. So to begin with, I think what I'm going to do is to create the tag and the pocket. So I'm just going to cut this in half. This is actually from a file folder, and as you can see, I've used this to stamp on something, so I'll just have to use the other side. Right, let's move this out of the way, and then I have some room. Is that going to sit on the bin? No. To sit by the bin. So I think I might need to cut just to straighten this out and maybe slim it down a little bit. Get my trimmer, wherever she is. There she is, my trimmer. So literally just going to, what we're going to say, I'll do it this way because it's probably a bit easier. In fact, I'm going to straighten that up first as well. Make sure I'm doing it on the straight side. Yeah. So just take a slither off that. And that's straight. And then I'm probably just going to take, I better measure that actually first. If I take that off. Is that going to be too big? Ah, yes. So bring it over a tad. And that is that done. I'll put that just down here by the side of me. And I might get some music paper actually, because I think that would look pretty good behind here. Now I'm in two minds, because as I say, I've already gone ahead and cut out the archway. Now I wanted her to kind of sit, so she was popping through the archway. And I just want to have a look to see what the pocket would look like. I mean, it looks okay. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. So I might do a little bit of music paper or something around the outside there. But then we just lose that little dog. And he's cute. Or I was literally just going to do that, and then we could have the pocket a bit lower. In front or behind. She's very cheeky, isn't she? So that would be your pocket. Do you know what? I actually think I'm going to do her behind like that, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now then. So, what I will do just now while she's there and she's ready, I'm just going to glue, or just add a little bit of glue, and then that is her stuck down while I do other things. Right, so I'm going to get some music paper to put on the back of here. I do have I could use music paper. Right then, so I glued on some music paper, and I've literally, this is just a scrap of music paper, and because no one's going to be seeing the centre, it's fine by me that that's like the centre of the music paper. So I think that is going to sit perfectly there. You're not going to see any of that, so that's fine. And then I also cut out from the Tim Holtz Big's Die the pediments, the top, this top one here. So I've cut that out, and I'm going to stick that on the top, just there, just to give it that little bit more of a Gothic look. So I'm really happy with that. Now earlier on I actually wanted to practice anyway, but I'm not going to demonstrate it now. But with my, I mean, I will. I'll demonstrate it now, and then we're all in it together. I wanted to create like a faux wax seal. So this is a faux wax seal. That was my first attempt. So I put a lot more embossing powder on, and I'll show you how I achieved that look. So I've got some card. This is 120 GSM, just scrap card, and I've literally just cut out a circle. Obviously your circle depends on how big your card is. Now where's my heat mat? Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go find my heat mat. Okay, so you might get a little bit of glare, but that's the nature of the beast. So I have got a Versamark watermark stamp pad. It's basically something for your embossing powder to adhere to. I'm just going to get some scrap card first. I'll just pop that on paper. I'm going to press down onto my dot like that. Take that off, And then get my scrap piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to take this embossing powder and put quite a bit on. So just a little bit of a mound. Just going to take, use my knife, take that off, scoot it onto the heat-proof mat, and we'll put the rest of this back in here. Okay, always be tidy, tidy as you go. And then you're going to keep your acrylic block or whatever, your stamp. This is a red rubber stamp that usually works best with red rubber stamps. And then I'm going to heat up the embossing powder. Just start from the top. And come further down and further down, and then you'll start seeing it hopefully change. Can you see it start changing there? We're just going to let that go for a bit longer. If you've got a melting pot, you could possibly do this. I know they don't do them anymore, which is a shame. I'm literally going to let it go a little bit more molten. To about that stage. Then I'm going to get my acrylic block and stamp. Hold it down for a bit, and then it will start to cool off. Lift it up, and there you go, you've got your, just let it cool down a little bit, but you've got your faux wax seal. So obviously they're going to turn out different every time, but that, and then it's just on a bit of card, so it's nice and easy to mount. So I wanted to do something like that. I really do need to get a little bit of a proper heat mat underneath there really, but never mind. Right, so that's what we've got. So I'm going to just take that off there because there's a bit of glue. Now then, I'm going to ink up this. So I'll just take a little bit of ink. I might ink it up with a little bit of black today. Just a tiny bit, just to, because we're going for that goth look, aren't we? And just ink up this section. Have I got my, there we go. Use that instead. It's just a bit better. These are literally just shaving brushes. I have mentioned in previous videos, I used to get them from Wilkinson's. They were 60p, but I don't think you can get them anymore. So that's like a little bit dirty, but all I'm going to do now is actually just press onto the ink pad, and it'll give it that kind of more dirty-ish look. And then we can glue that onto the top of the tag, like so, and that's just letting our little faux seals, wax seals. I mean, you can do it with hot glue as well. You could do the exact same thing with hot glue if you've got the different coloured glue sticks. It would work with that. Even if you have the clear ones, you could do that, and then you literally just paint them. Right, I don't know why I glued up the top, because that wasn't going to get stuck to anything. So what we'll do is just let that dry, and I'll rub that off. So we've got that on the top. Now we're just going to ink around the edge of this, and I'll ink around the edge of our image. Okay, move that out of the way, let that dry. And I'm just going to ink around the edge of this. And then we will glue everything down properly. Move that out of the way. Now I'm just going to glue her down properly. Glue her ruffle just there. So that's our little image. Bring that over and we can now glue that on the top there. You could do a little bit more stamping if you wanted to. I'm just going to pop that on top of there. Right, so we'll glue that down. Oh, take your lid off. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it, to take the lid off? I've actually quite enjoyed looking at all of the sort of Gothic-y style images that you can find. It's usually grunge, isn't it, that we do, or steampunk, but Gothic, it's kind of reserved for Halloween, and it shouldn't really be. We should embrace our inner Gothic. That's what I'm saying today. And I love a good bit of Gothic. Used to be a goth when I was younger. Still carry that a little bit through today. Although I think what my teenage self would call me now is like a trendy goth. Right, so just glue that down. Perfect. Loving how this is turning out already. So we're going to turn our attention now to the pocket that is going to sit on here. Am I going to have it that long? I might just cut it down to there, so we've got a smaller pocket. We'll do that, and then cut this down to, or actually we could actually just use that because then it's the right size. That's what we are going to do, is use, because I was going to go down to there, wasn't I? But I think we may have to go to there. I have got some more music paper. Yeah, I'll put, do I want music paper? Actually, I might have a look to see if I've got anything scripty. Maybe a little bit of script would look good. I have got a script stamp that is going to be perfect. Okay, so I think this one is from Paper Artsy Minis, and it is called, I don't know, but that's what it looks like. Doesn't say what it's called, but that's what it looks like. So it's like that. So I think for this, I'm literally just going to, I was going to emboss it as well, but I don't think it's gonna, I think it'll be better with, I wonder if I had some vellum, if I, oh, do you know what? Yes, I'm just going to get some vellum. Okay, so I found some vellum and I'm going to see if I can stamp on it. I'm starting to get a bit messy, aren't I? Like most crafters. But that's what happens. Now then, am I going to do it on, I'm going to do it with stays on, I think, because I think that would be better. The difference between the two, if you're new, stays on is a stamp ink that you can use on non-porous surfaces, and this is like a ink that you can use on porous surfaces, I suppose. Right. I'm going to do it that way, and then I can rip around it. Love it. I love the smell of stays on as well. It smells amazing. So just give that a little blast. Like so, hopefully. Yep, that's dry. And so what I'm going to do is ruler or something straight. Just rip that off, and that can sit on there, but I'm literally just going to rip up here as well. Here's a tip, don't stamp too close to the top, because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the backside to rip. But that is cool, so I'm just going to keep ripping that. I want it about there, so I'm just going to pop that on there and rip that there. That'll stick on there, and that's going to go like that. So I'm literally just going to glue this down. Do I want to put any music paper or anything behind it first? You go like that, and then go, how's that going to look? How is that gonna look? Just one look. Oh, yes. I think so. I think so. Right then, so we'll just glue this onto here, and then I'll put that onto there. That sounds good to me. I'll use my old friend. Double-sided tape first. Just so then I get a nice adhesion. Then we've got the tag to make yet, so I'm going to glue this down, and then I'll be back once I've done it, because I don't want it to be too long, this video. Okay, so that is now glued onto there, and I've already gone ahead and cut out the arch tag, the Tim Holtz arch tag, so that this is what it will essentially look like in the end. So I'm just figuring out what I want to do, and I'm not 100% sure, as I usually am not. So I don't know whether to use this stamp on here or to use these. I think I might. I'm going to have a go and see what that looks like. And then, I don't know, is that going to be too much? Let's have a look, see what that would look like if it's, because what I was thinking was you'd see some of the picture That should see the eye. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just use this through the die cut first. And then I'm going to die cut it, and then see where we go from there. I'm just going to lay that onto there and then run that through my die cutting machine. Right, so I've done that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to ink it anyway and see how I feel about it then. Because sometimes you just need to give it a bit of frou-frou before it comes together. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of frou-frou never did anyone any harm. So just going to do that. And the thing is, it is a little bit on the other side, but that's fine. You can journal up and down there if you really want to, but definitely you can journal on the back here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do down this side. I think I'm going to stamp this on a separate piece of paper and then see what happens. Right, so I've stamped that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just ink around him. I might even go around him with a little bit of vintage photo, actually, or one of those. Oh, and then just gives it that oldie worldy look. So just ink around the edge. I've just literally kiss cut around the edge. So I've left that little, so it's kind of like a fussy kiss cut, if you get what I mean. I just left that little border around the edge. Move these out of the way so you can see that. And that can sit just on there. Now then, what does it say on here? Believe only half of what you see and nothing that you hear. I might see, that's might fit, but I'm definitely putting that on there, so I shall stick him down. These stamps are from Be Crafty. I think I've had these for a few years, and again, that's the first time I've used them, and that is terrible. You buy these things at like the NEC and stuff, and you're, oh yeah, all enthusiastic when you're there. The reality is, do you use them when you get home? I mean, some of the things I have, like my Inkalicious stamps, crikey, I use those all the time. Right, so it's got a bit of scrap paper here. Am I going to do that, or am I just going to see what it looks like inside the pocket? I like that because it just sits where her eye is. I like the position of that. So I might see if I've got like a bronze, something bronze, and go around the outside. I think I've got a bronze pad, paper, not pad, ink. Or I've got some bronze, yeah, an ink pad. tell you what, you do not even want to see the mess of this room. It is terrible. Everything is just plonked on top of everything, on top of everything. So I've got these from Dewdrop. I think the Cosmic Copper might work. Now I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I just might have to kiss it around the edge. Just like that. There we go, just around the edge. So it looks like it's faded, sort of gilding. Be careful around here now, because these bits are delicate, because obviously they've been die cut. See how that just brings that out? Looks really cool. Just need to hold on to that bit there. Do that along there. So we've got like a little bit of a gilding. And I might even do that on top of here. Just a little bit on the arch section. Go around the actual, because it will go with this bit here. Oh, I really do like how that's turned out. That I think looks really cool. I want to do some on here. I don't know whether it will stick because it's just do that around the edge there. And we'll just let that dry. You could, if you wanted to, go around with the embossing powder and then make it a little bit more three-dimensional. And then we've got that can sit inside of there. And I think that I'm going to call that done, because if not, we could be here all evening trying to do it. So what was it was a journal card, so you could count that as a journal card, Gothic and tags. So I think we have achieved that. Actually, no, yeah, we've definitely achieved that. And like I say, you could take that out, you could put a photo on the back of there or something. I love how that's turned out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I would love to see if you join along and take these 3 prompts and create your own fantastic piece of artwork. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.